Shalom, shalom, it's the brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, Doa, honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. This has been some declassification. The CIA released thousands of UFO files. That's what they're saying about the chariots. I think it's called like the Black, you have to go to some website called the Black Vault, and you have to download, and it's like thousands of pages of them declassifying what they got on the chariots of Israel, which are the so-called UFOs. I'm gonna read through this a little bit. It says the truth is out there, perhaps. Let me go through it. It says, well, maybe thousands of documents from the CIA on unidentified flying objects were released this week in a document dump that the agency says includes all their records on UFOs. So they saying that it includes all their records on UFOs. I doubt if they actually gave everything they have, because they probably got some real hard evidence that will shake things up a lot that they're not going to come out with, but they're giving you some of it. It says the documents are currently available on the Black Vault. I haven't went and downloaded it. I know that there's going to be a lot of Edomites that's going to go and download it, so I'm going to wait till they download it and they start making their videos and dissecting it and stuff like that. It says on a online archive of declassified government documents after the site founder. It says about 2,700 pages were included in the collection, what the agency say are all the files it has on UFOs, but they said there's no way for them to verify that. Let me get straight to the point. It says some of the reports, including one about mysterious explosions in a Russian town, and another with a first-hand account of a strange sighting of a flying object near Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, or the sort of reads that you might expect to find in a science fiction novel rather than an official government documents. So these are official government documents they're saying. But some of the documents are difficult to read, and what exactly they were used for is unclear. So they made it kind of difficult to read with an outdated format, so you got to really dig in there. And as we speak, it's like as we speak, you probably got Edomites going right now to dang, hold on. You probably got Edomites going right now that's going through all 2,700 pages, digging through, trying to figure this stuff out, because everybody, is interested in these chariots, right? Let me see what else information. The document dumps comes just as UFOs, or as U.S. governments call them, unidentified aerial phenomena, seem to have caught the attention of lawmakers in Congress. The government funding bill Congress passed at the end of December, which include the 900 billion coronavirus stimulus, instructed the Director of National Intelligence and Secretary of Defense to release a report on UAPs in 6 months' time. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. They had to come out and release these things on the UFOs. So it's still more in there. 3 videos that were leaked from the eventually released by the U.S. Defense Department in April of last year show unidentified objects in airspace that were captured on tape during pilot training flight, which we all done seen that video about now. So this is what they're saying, and then this is the video. So they're saying that there's going to be a lot of information that yet it's coming out, but I'm pretty sure people is dissecting that stuff right now and getting ready to make their videos on it. But I just want to make sure that whatever comes out, we take it with a grain of salt, because we not to be deceived by these things. You got to remember this is coming from Edomites. Some of it may be real. Some of it, you got to know how to get into it, and kind of eat the meat and spit out the bones at the same time. You're going to have to know how to kind of do that, because it's going to be a lot of different information coming out when you got 2,700 pages. So this is Matthew chapter 24, right? 22. I'm gonna tell you how that this relates. It says Starting at verse 22, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Then if any man should say unto you, lo, here is Yahushai, or there believe it not, for there shall arise false Christ, and false prophets, and should show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. And this plays a part because some of these things can deceive people, and in these 2700 declassified pages is going to deceive people. Some of it's going to be true, some of it's probably not going to be true, and they could spin it in so much. You see how he said they put it in an outdated format where it's hard to understand, so they could spin it in so much that they could kind of promote whatever agenda they got against these UFOs. Like for example, they could come out and say a UFO, it just randomly attacked a jet, and these things are dangerous. You see what I'm saying? They could come out with something like that. That's just an example, and they could kind of spin the narrative. So you kind of got to take it. You got to kind of take it for what it is, like for a grain of salt, because they could deceive you on how they put it out. It says, "Behold, I told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in a desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not." Because they might say, okay, we have a lot of UFO sightings around here. And the brother might pick this up and say, okay, the chariots be around here. Let me go to that spot. Let me travel to that spot where all the chariots be at. And it could be a trap waiting for you. Just an example, so you kind of got to just read it and say, okay, and then keep doing the work. It says, "For as lightning cometh out the east and shineth even into the west, so shall also be the coming of the Son of Man be." He said he's coming with the clouds, and we know that the clouds are talking about UFOs, what the world calls UFOs today, which are chariots of Israel. Is the salvation of Israel, their chariots. But he said, look, when he come, he gonna come like the lightning come out the east, meaning every eye should see it when he comes with the chariots, with the big fathership. It's not going to be, this has to be declassified, and they tell you when they see the chariot here or there. No, everybody's going to see when Yahweh Shai comes. You see what I'm saying? So you got to kind of look at it that way. And by the way, while I'm at it, because the first thing I thought when I seen this, I was like, okay, they declassifying what they got on the chariots, right? We know they gonna declassify who they are, who the Israelites are, and declassify who the Edomites are. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We waiting for this to be declassified. Start at verse 3. "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day should not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." We want the man of sin to be revealed. We want the man of sin to be declassified. That is Esau, Edom, and the son of perdition be revealed. That's what we want. "Who opposes him exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in a temple of God, showing himself that he is God." And who did that? When you Google God or you Google Jesus Christ, who image pop up? Well, you know who image pop up. That's what it means. He showed himself that he was God. He painted God in his likeness, in his image, rather than the true image that it gives you and stuff like Revelations 1. So with that, I'm going to say salvation for the elect. Shalom.